Well, good afternoon and a warm welcome to the Seoul-hae-won Golf Club. We're at the Legend course this week for the 1.2 billion Korean won edition of the CELLTRION Queen's Masters. Timothy Lowe here, so wonderful to have your company this Saturday afternoon for day 2 action in South Korea. Park Hyun-kyung in our featured group this afternoon. That's a nice birdie on the 6th to take it a 3 under par right now. The lead is 10 under. That came from a certain Park Ju-young. Fired a pair of 67s, only one bogey through 36 holes for Park as she looks for her first ever win on the KLPGA Tour. But the afternoon starters have the opportunity to make inroads into that lead. He's so young. He's only had one par so far today. He can make it 2 now. 4 birdies against a lone drop shot back at 2. Only going to share 4/5 at 5 under par. And a 6-way tie for the lead at the end of the opening round. Lee Ye-won's late birdie. This is one of the co-leaders after the opening round, the defending champion, Park Min-ji. He's got a chance for a second birdie of the day. And yeah, she's got that look about her, starting to walk in putts. Now moves into a share of second with Kim Soo-ji and Lee Ye-won. Ye-won already done for her day. Good round, 2 under par 70 for Ye-won, which included an eagle 2 at the 3rd. Sung Yu-jin, by the looks of things. Well done, that's a good par. Remember, cut will be made at the end of play today. Low 60 and ties will make it through to tomorrow's final round. Right now, bang on 60 and ties at 1 over par. So potentially a little perilous for those at 1 over par, certainly given the scoring pace that we've seen at Seoul-hae-won this week. So Park Ju-young leads. Kim Soo-ji, Lee Ye-won done and dusted for their second rounds. 7 under par alongside Park Min-ji, who's still got a dozen holes to play. You've got Hwang Yo-min and Lee So-young, who've just gotten their afternoons started. And for Park Min-ji, it hasn't been the best of starts to a season for a lady who has dominated the KLPGA Tour over the last 2 years. She only has 3 top 10s so far this season. Best finish a 3rd at the Mediheal Championship. But we know what she's like. When she just gets a look in, she can reel off victories like nobody's business. A dozen in the last 2 years, and just through the back of the green there at 7. Coming off her first miscut of the season last week in Cheongna at the E1 Charity Open a fortnight ago. Yeah, Hyun-kyung has been a picture of consistency for so much of her career. Only one missed cut in her last 2.5 seasons on tour. And that came last month at the Kyochon Honey Ladies Open rain-shortened 36-hole event. Second on the money list with just a shade over 367 million won banked through 9 starts. And smack in the middle of the green today, but just got to carry that grass bunker. And that's well played from Hyun-kyung. How about Park Ji-young, leader of the money list and the points list. 6 top 10 finishes and only 1 miscut in 9 starts. Also has a victory that came at the first event of the new season, which coincidentally was at the end of last year in Singapore. Top 5 finish last outing at the E1 Charity Ladies Open. has been one of the most consistent performers throughout her career on the KLPGA Tour, Park Ji-young. But has never won the money list or the points list. She's the pole sitter right now through 10 events in 2023. If you're out and about the Seoul-hae Won Golf Club, it's a pretty good group to follow. Now, to last year's match play champion, Hung Jung-min, out the first group this afternoon, off the first tee. To get to 5 under, no, just going to slide by. Enjoyed a good little run of form, Hung Jung-min, through the month of May. Didn't finish outside the top 20 in 4 starts. Runner-up a 3rd and a 7th. Inside the top 10 on the money list right now. Jung Yoon-ji. Second into the 8th, and it's a very well played one from Yoon-ji. Just the one win. Came in a 5-way playoff at last year's E1 Charity Ladies Open. Choi Ye-rim alongside Hung Jung-min. Ye-rim still seeking a first win on tour. And that, she gave it the early walk. It's never a nice feeling. Straight off the bat, you know it's not started on the right line. So she's going to fall back to even par. Just get the sense that cut mark is going to fall right around even. It take a lot of good fortune for the players at 1 over if they want to stick around for 18 more holes at the Legends course. So Young, slightly off balance there at 8, but she will grab a piece of the right edge of the fairway. The winner's circle again with her win last year at the Daewoo MBN Ladies Open towards the end of 2022. Looks to be Han Jin-seon off a slight downhill lie here. Into the 9th, it's massive green that's almost 50 yards long. Pin today cut in the front section, that's going to fall off into that low collection area. Not going to be a simple up and down for Jin-seon. Min-ji setting up very nicely for Park here. Ample green to work with. Green does tilt a little from back to front. So should allow for a touch more release with this. And a bit like So Me. It hasn't been the best of starts to the year for Park Min-ji, but there's a little pep in her step once again. Confidence is such a fickle thing. For 2 seasons, we've just seen her dominate. Close the deal every time. She's won from the front. She's won chasing. She hasn't put herself in too many spots on the weekend so far in 2023. Lee Jung-min now a 10-time winner on tour, courtesy of her most recent victory in Vietnam last year. Currently 4 under par. And that one needs to hustle. It needs to hustle. Not bad. That'll be a squirmy putt. She's left herself a par. Hyun Kyung. Great tee shot into 7. Decent birdie look here. Again, slightly down the hill. Should drift a little right. Just so hard to attack putts like those. I always fear that it carries a little too much pace at the hole, especially coming downhill. Easy to have an awkward length come back up. As we look forward to the second major championship of this new season next week, the Korean Women's Open at Rainbow Hills, where these two had a terrific deal back in 2021. Hyun Kyung and Min-ji running away from the field, deadlock standing on the 72nd tee. Ultimately, Minji prevailing that week. Now, Yebin for a much-needed birdie on 8. Yes, ma'am. Nicely hold for Son. Moves onto that projected cut line. You see they're tied for 60th right now. At least a couple more just to feel comfortable coming up the last. Back to 7 in Park Ji-young. Good pace on that one from Park. Alongside leading the money list and the points list, Ji-young also has the low scoring average so far on tour. Remember, no player shot more rounds in the 60s last year than Park. And she's 3 over the card already today. Min Byul, one of the rookies on tour this season. Started the year with 3 straight top 10 finishes, but surrendered her top spot on the Rookie of the Year points race to Bang Shin-sil after Bang's win at the E1 Charity Ladies Open. Yunji after that wonderful second. Is going to find a 3 to take her to 4 under par. What a start to Saturday it's been for Jong Yunji. 5 under par already. As Minji makes short work of that up and down. She's thinking, play away to the final group. It's a position she is very comfortable in. Now back to Lee Jung-min's little ticklish one for a par at the 8th. Okay. Nicely hold. Remain level. So day 2 action rolling along here at Seoul-hae Won Golf Club. Park Ju-young with a second successive 67, currently enjoying a 3-shot spread over a trio of chasers. So Lee So-young, second shot into the 8th here, wasn't enamored with that tee shot, and she's just got a fiddly little angle to this back right pin. Only a 9 iron in from 100, so you'd expect this to be fairly close. Good shot there. Now we have a look at this par 4-8 as So-young makes her way up to the green. Not a single bunker on this hole. 328 meters, sort of gently rises up the hill, and as you'd come to expect here at Seal Hill, one a fairly generous landing area. Pretty wide fairway, does pinch in a little bit, but don't expect to see too many balls off the straight and narrow here. This player's going to be coming in with short irons, maybe even wedges, and the pin today, well, kind of the back right section, protected by a pair of deep grass bunkers. You see a lot of big greens here at Seoul Hay 1, and certainly a lot of contour to boot as well. The pin today just 7 from the right edge, right in that back little pocket. Cannot afford to come up short here, or you could face a rather tricky up and down. Minji back on the tee. Safely down the left-hand side for Minji. This time in her career, she's been inside the top 5 on the driving accuracy statistics. Worked very hard on that in the off-season. Kim Kyung. So finding the fairway with relative ease there. Sung Yoo-jin hit on the green. Left to right in this one for her birdie. Tracking, and in it goes for the now 2-time KLPGA Tour winner. Picked up the Match Play Championship just a couple of weeks back, along with her Lotte Open victory from the season just past. Big Mama, Gan Sun-ju, won over par round of 73 yesterday. She's got one of those shots back. This would get her into red figures for the first time this week. Oh, in it goes as well. A lady who has won multiple times on the Japanese tour. She has got the birdie train well fired up today. 4 under par through 8. Finally under par for the tournament. Could we see a hat trick of birdies perhaps? Oh, not to be for Lee So-young. Just have to be content with a par 4 to keep herself at 5 under par. Now, Min Byul is for birdie at the 9th. Just kind of waved at that one, really. Still 2 under par. It's been very impressive so far in her rookie campaign. We saw all 3 players in this featured group peg their tee shots away, but Park Ji-young, not her best. Tucking it into the left rough. She's going to be first to play, and from 136 meters out of this rough, we travel short. I just don't think that's going to be ideal. But Minji, little stripe of the fairway. Got a little lazy with the lower body there. It's not going to make a difference. That's okay. See the ball there of Park Ji-young already on the back right edge. Kyung picked up a little bit of distance in the off-season. She's worked hard with her coach, Kim Si-woo. Certainly showing there. Beautiful shot from the player known as Cutiful. Jung Yoon-ji up at the 9th. This pin today, only 9 from the front and 9 from the right edge, but you do not want to miss this green right. Big fall off down into a collection area. You want to be right about there, because that is going to be a kick in 3 for Jung Yoon-ji. Superb second. Jung-min now. 3rd season as a professional on the KLPGA Tour. So very nearly won Rookie of the Year in 2021. Narrowly pipped by Song Ga-eun to that honor. Oh, that's very well done. Excellent shot. Landed it in the perfect spot. Excellent look for birdie 3 to start her back 9. Seen this putt made already from Sung Yoo-jin in the group ahead. See if Minchie can replicate the feat. That's going to fall off low. It's steady par. Keep Park Min-ji in a share of 2nd. Trails Park Ju-young by 3. Lee Jung-min for her birdie at the 9th. A little bit pacey, that one. Bit of a puzzled look stretched across her face. Park Ji-young should move gently from right to left for Park. More than she expected. Enjoying her best ever start to the season on the KLPGA Tour. Yoon-ji, for what you feel is a pretty much guaranteed 3 at this point. Yep, makes no mistakes. She's going to enter the chat at 5 under, heading to the back 9 with an outward half of 30. Absolutely blitzing the outward half at the Legends course. Tell you, I get the heebie-jeebies looking at Lee Chong-min putt from short range, but it's been working so far so good today, just inside the top 10. Much smoother putting stroke of Park Hyun-kyung, perennially one of the best putters in the women's game. And you can see why. Confidently rolled in the center of the jug. That's another birdie, taking her to 4 under par. Groups are inside the top 10 as well. Hong Jung-min for her birdie to start the back 9. A poor effort there from Hong after it was an excellent second shot. So young. If that's downhill live, her second into 9. She's got to be careful of these lies, especially with her miss pattern. Easy to block one out right if she's not careful. It's a little right, but that's fine. Much like the 8th, you're not going to see a bunker anywhere on this 380-meter par 4. Sort of gently bends a little from right to left off the tee. Really wide target up there, very receptive fairways. The real challenge is with that second shot. You see that big, not quite a false front, but a little low chipping area, short and right of the green. It's going to come into play if you're not careful with today's front pin, but this is easily the longest green on the golf course, 50 yards from front to back. It's on a 3-tiered surface to boot. That pin today for the second round, just 9 from the front and 9 from the left. Certainly a slightly easier scoring task than yesterday's back right hole location. You just have to be careful of coming up short. Starting to string a couple of birdies together, Hyun-kyung. Keen to keep that momentum going. Wasting little time. Making no mistake. Someone's excited about that. I spooked that ball. It's rolled on a substantial distance, just slightly behind Hyun-kyung's tee shot. Hong Jung-min after that short miss at 10, tee shot at 11. Played there. So what, she is striking her irons beautifully today. Jung-min. Sung Yoo Jin with a lot of green to work with here on 9. Perhaps too much green all the way through the back. So be careful. A couple of humps and hollows to negotiate. Try to take the aerial route, take most of that slope out of play. It's good, but it's traveling with some pace here. It's just got to settle down. Settle down. All things considered, that's a nice shot. Even par. One club less than Hong Chong-min. So looking more towards the front edge of the green. Things on 14 today. It's a pair of pretty good shots into this right hole location. A bit of an awkward stance here for An Sun-ju. Showing some very nifty wedge work. Excellent shot. Played quite a bit of golf just across the North Sea and the JLPGA Tour. Fully committed to playing on the KLPGA Tour on home soil these days. A wealth of experience in all sorts of conditions. A little pitter-patter of rain I hear. Because of Lee So-young's umbrella, it certainly indicates so. She should want to move a little from her right. Fairly flat, so it can give this one a bit of a run. Effort just shaves the left edge, not to be on the 9th for So-young. Here in after that good tee shot. Should move a little right. Keep swinging. Oh, it just runs out of pace. Seconds for a par and stays perched at even. Sun Yu-jin for what would be a rather hard working up and down. Mistake was with that second shot, really. Coming through the back of this green. Badly misjudged. Pays the price, drops the shot. Rainy gears come on. Hopefully putter heats up though. As for a deuce. Not going to let two chances slip away. That's a good birdie. Up to 5 under par. So-young for her par. Eventful but productive outward half of 3 under par. Lee So-young and Park Ji-young. First to go, well back in the fairway here. 140 left and Bit of an uphill lie as well, so looking to play a high slinging draw. Start at this out the right edge of the green. Should just, no, just gonna stick on the front, but that's okay. No worries there. Minji. You can see the topography around the front edge of the green. Trying to bring that into play a little bit past the hole. No, that's fine. Judges that nicely. Keeps it underneath the cup, and she's got a very good look at birdie there to break out of the tie for second. See if Hyun Kyung can follow Minji in. And just look at that front edge yardage, maybe add 2 yards on. Occasion, but that should stay up. Yeah, indeed it does. As the wind starts to gently pelt Seol Hae Won, as it dampened the mood of some of these players. Kim Min Bol to start her back 9. Right down the edge of the 10th fairway. Only 75 meters left to go. And that is superb from the rookie. Ju-young still holding fast at the top, but Minji with a birdie look to come at the 9th to break out of that 3-way tie for second at 7 under par here on day 2 at the CELLTRION Queen's Masters. workable looking chip for Hyun Kyung now, just short of this 9th green. The rain has started to come down a little at Seoul Hae 1. As long as there's no lightning overhead, play will continue. This course does drain beautifully, but it is going to slow up the greens a touch. She's just sublime around the greens, isn't she, Hyun Kyung? Elementary up and down par. Preserve her momentum and a spot inside the top 10. Minbyo to that excellent second into 10. Still got to pop this one in for a 3 though. And she will. So the rookie gets to 3 under par with a 4th unanswered birdie of the day. They're making moves on moving day. Park Ji-young electing to putt this one from the front fringe, a couple of yards closer than Hyun Kyung. So putter, not a bad option. Just needed to hit that. A bit of a frustrating outward half for Ji-young. Took that double early on, so she'll turn in 2 over. The precipitation causes any problems for Park's putter. Likes to take back in, as she normally likes. Should stay fairly straight, this one. Don't see this too much movement, if anything. Maybe just a little nudge to the right as it gets close to the cup. It's on the other way, and it's only going to be a par for Minji. Will stay deadlocked in a share of second. Jungmin. Seen a couple of players get it close on 10, but you gotta land it on the front fringe. Play for a big bounce to get some check. Yeah. She takes the conservative route out high right. How does Yunji want to play it? A little bit closer. It should just be a wedge. Maybe even a 9-iron. Wedge it is. Coming in much higher than Lee Jung-min's. It's going to be a little bit closer. Takes a brave player to try and get close to that front pin. Drop it in that front fringe. To the 11th tee, and Kim Min-byul. It's a bit of a funnel pin, this one. A couple of slopes to feed that ball around. Stops very quickly. This rain certainly softening up the greens at the Legends course. It's just a bit of a bother, just a little bit tricky for players and particularly caddies to manage. John has had an awful time so far in 2023. So we had 3 top 10s and 11 starts, 3 miscuts to boot. That's good there. Very nicely played. Defend the Korean Women's Open title. She won in record-setting fashion next week at Rainbow Hills. She's not going to be riding in a ton of form, though. The 21-year-old. Jungmin down the hill. Always looks much more comfortable from this range than she does from inside the 6 feet. Putting strokes looks a lot smoother, and uh-oh. It's an uncomfortable one. I always find downhill putts not that much trickier with sort of wet and softer greens, because you know you want to give it a little bit more oomph to compensate for the lack of pace, but you're also worried in the back of your mind that what if that ball aquaplanes and just sort of slides across the top of the moist grass, and like a 6-7 footer coming back. Worked out the pace beautifully there though, did Jung Yoon-ji. For back-to-back birdies to begin her back nine. Great effort, stays a little high. To clean up for a 4. Yeah, no mistakes. Opened with a 73 yesterday. You find yourself inside the top 5. Coming out 6 under par 30. Hee Jung could do with this one and a couple of others. So back to 1 over par, 2 under for the day. Yeah, well done. Nice 2 there for the reigning Korean Women's Open champion. And for the moment, moves on to that projected cut line. Sung Yoo Jin. Further back, we've seen some players coming into 10. Not by much though. Just a little unlucky. That one kicks forward and releases on instead of checking up, but still a good shot. So young. Seen time and time again. Can apply lots of spin on these sort of full wedge shots. I think she doesn't have to challenge the front edge of the green, just play that stock number, full yardage to the pin, 1 big bounce, and then slam that handbrake. A little bit clunky, but she's going to get away with it. Really coming down now on this 11th tee for Jung Yoon-ji. Sort of level of rain where the glove and the grip are going to start getting a little bit slippery. Caddy's going to be working overtime. You wouldn't know it after that quality shot from Jung Yoon-ji. Son Bin. So on that projected cut line of 1 over par. 8 iron as well for Son. Well, also another excellent shot. I tell you that pin was in a Pretty accessible spot. Jungmin has to go. Following her two playing partners. It's one club less. Hands well forward there. Trap and drive this one in a bit lower. Just hangs it out right, and that one's going to back off down that false front. Possibly wonder if she was in between clubs to try to muscle the shorter club there. So we drop back to the 10th in the group of Sun Yu-jin, Han Sun-ju, and Lee So-young. Just starting to get more comfortable with her status as a two-time KLPGA Tour winner. Third on the money list right now, 293 million won banked. 3 top 10s, including a win at the match play. Hasn't missed a cut yet this season. It's got a chance. Oh, and that is agonizing. Breaks across the front lip of the cup. And it's the simplest of tap-in fours to keep her at 1 under. And that is 9 shots off Park Ju-young's lead. So young. 6 wins on tour. Started off her season with 3 straight top 5 finishes. Runner-up to Park Ji-young in Singapore, and 4th place finish in Vietnam. 4th in horrible conditions at Jeju Island at the Lotte Rent-A-Car Ladies Open Championship, and also with a 4th place finish at the KLPGA Championship at Lakewood 2 months ago. Yet to miss a cut this year, and is to take a step closer to the championship lead. Also swings across the front lip. It's 5 top 5s in her first 10 starts of the year. That is some impressive going. As we go back to Lee Jung-min, Ball didn't trundle back quite as far as I first thought, but still work to be done here. Checks up a little quick for Lee Jung-min. Should be a fairly makeable par putt there. Doesn't do too much break-wise for Jung-min. Lim Hee-jung should start to make a little bit of a run here. 1 or 2 more birdies. Certainly give her a more comfortable task as she makes her way up the last. 43 left into the 12th. That's a pretty good shot from Lim Hee-jung. An ardent fan club egging her on, cheering her on as always. Chung Eun-ji. She just want to worm a little right at the end. Touch too firm for Eun-ji. Just to make sure you're not trotting on anyone's line there. And you see professional golfers do that. Just trying to ask your playing partner to identify where their intended line is. So ensure that you're not going to be putting any footprints on it. Of course, you are entitled to tap down spike marks these days. Still a courteous thing to do. Min Bio up the hill into this back right pin on 12. Back left pin, beg your pardon. Pretty good shot as well from Kim Min Bio. The rookies, tell you what, they seem to come out more ready to compete than ever before these days. Not just on the KLPGA tour, but any professional circuit. A lot of great programs that so much good information out there available for them to take on board, be best prepared for tour life, as Son Ye-bin picks up a nice birdie to return her to level for the day and the championship. Now Park Min-ji, downhill lie into this 10th. You see the pin there just over that first bunker. Abbreviated follow through, trying to take something off, and that's okay. No harm done there for Park Min-ji. What kind of putting stroke are we going to get from Lee Jung-min here? There's a tendency to sort of stall. All right, the change of direction. We'll see if it happens here. There it is. Oh, it is just such an uncomfortable look, and well, not going to get away with it on this occasion. A missed club off the tee, leading to second bogey of the day for Lee Jung-min. Park Ji-young, easily one of the best iron players on tour. Holds that club face open, so square and stable through the ball. That's pretty good. Now Hyun Kyung. It's got the rain pants on, but no rain top on. It looks like it's clearing up just a little, which is good news for these rather drenched ladies in the afternoon wave. Oh, superb. Brilliant from Park Hyun Kyung. Really been locked in this Saturday. Plenty of good iron shots. Hee Jung for back-to-back birdies. To move her back to even par. Grabs a piece, just not enough of it. Sunju now. The iron popular club of choice for these ladies. Very good there from An Sunju. 7 wins, including a major championship on the KLPGA Tour, multiple victories across the North Sea on the JLPGA Tour. Now Kim Min Bio with this right to left look for a birdie of her own at the 12th. That one hangs a little high. Par keeps her at 3 under, still inside the top 20. most players in the KLPGA Tour just like to work the ball from right to left. So I have to look towards the right edge of the green here and sling that 9-iron in. Carries it just on the front edge and pretty good. Checking Hong Jung-min, who's had a fair share of excellent iron shots today. Only 88 left in the 13th, so green light pin. Just the front corner of the green, and well, that's another excellent shot. Sung Hyun to round out this group on the 11th. Very well done. They're certainly peppering the pin at this par 3 today. Jump back to the 10th, and Park Ji-young's downhill left to righter for her birdie. We've seen a lot of players, balls just swerve hard right at the cup. Is that one going to be high enough? No, not at all for Park Ji-young, and that's still wandering away. So for now, the rain appears to be letting up. But there is no let up in the golf game of Park Ji-young, who fired a second successive 67 this morning to open up a 3-shot lead as she seeks a breakthrough win on the KLPGA Tour. Just not to be from long range for Min Ji at 10. Incidentally, has yet to play in a final group so far this season. Seemed like every time we looked up over the last 2 years, she was in the final group on Sunday. And Sun Ju for a birdie at 11. So a lot of players putting from this spot. There's a move from left to right, but not as much as players think. A lot of ladies miss this one high with too much speed. It looks like it's just perfect for Han Sun-ju. Lovely birdie there. The 35-year-old. Now gets to 2 under par. Hyun Kyung. Yet another birdie. Gotta make sure you start this one far enough left with good pace, so it's gonna lose itself on the right edge. Oh, beautiful. Just makes it look so simple when she's in full flight. Started her day with a bogey. That's a 4th birdie of the day. Smile's getting bigger. Oh, so young. Up to 6 under. She has had her chances. Birdie was dried up a little after that rather blistering start. Oh, and she's just going to come up shy there at 11. ENG for her part. Okay, no problems. Jin. Similar-ish line to So Young's. Hopefully she's learned a thing or two from Lee's putt and just gives this one a little bit more pace. It's a much easier putt coming from this spot than where An Sun Ju was putting from. Unfortunately, that's a carbon copy of Lee So Young's putt, short in the jaws for Sung Yoo Jin. Yunji coming up the hill into the 12th. Just land this maybe 15 feet short right of the pin. It should chase on a little, try and feed around. One hand off the club early. Don't think she quite got the contact she was looking for, and now she's got a monster putt up and over that mound. Jumping ahead on 13 after an excellent wedge. Slippery slicing putt here for a 3. Just loses it low. It's been a good, quiet, efficient day for Hong Jung Min. He's at 5 under par. This is Park Hyun Kyung, who will have the honour on this 11th tee, and the way that she's been striping her irons, this is an absolute green light pin for her. That's it again. Superb. Just needs to give herself better looks for birdie. Hasn't been anything loose in the golf game of Park today, but this is a good chance here. It's a soft pin. Ooh, just grabbed a little hard with that second bounce, but not too bad. It's going to be a slow putt. She's left herself. Key jump. Good number here for a gap wedge. Oh, a great number for a gap wedge. First time here, slam dunk that one for Lim Hee-jung. Jiang. Like Yun Kyung. Brilliant iron player. Does not like that. Loses it outright, and that's poor by her lofty standards. Minbyul a little bit longer than Heejong, so should be right around 80 meters left. 67 meters. Goodness, this could be a long wedge for Kim Minbyul. Doesn't get the zip she was looking for. And that's going to be a testy little putt for birdie. Not too much rain to report right now. We did have a dousing earlier, but it's not damping the mood of Park Ju-yong, who enjoys a 3-shot cushion and the only player in double digits under par. for her birdie at the 11th. Again, we've seen a couple of players leave it short from this spot. Got to keep your pace up. Just enough speed, but not quite high enough for Minji. Got off to that very good start. Pair of early birdies through the first 6, but a string of pars since. She stalled at 7 under. Kim Min Byul. Look how tiny those practice swings are. Gonna be a fairly quick one. It's gonna be moving right. Still not stone dead yet. For another birdie to get her to 6 under par. Beautifully done. Pair of birdies to start the back 9 for Park Hyun Kyung. Now moves into solo 5th. Going to be a lengthy one here for Chung Yoon-ji. She's bumping over that rise. There's still a lot of meat left on the proverbial bone. She's 6 under for the day, but in danger of dropping her first shot of the weekend. Remember, missed the green a little right, Park Ji-young, so chipped up to here. Has to save a par. Save a par she does not. Well, she was 4 under par at the end of play yesterday. Well, she finds herself languishing back at 1 under. 9 off the lead and only 2 away from that perilous cut line. Making the wrong moves on moving day is Park Ji-young. Lee Jung-min up and over the rise. More uphill than anything, this one. Pretty good speed. Simple 2-putt, and all is said and done. Still no gimme this. Gotta start this one at least a ball outside the left edge with good committed speed for Hee Jung. Oh, well played. That's more like it from Hee Jung. Couple of birdies. Now give her a little bit of breathing room. As the cut line appears to inch its way ever closer to even par. Good 2-putt in the end for Kim Min Byul. Scorecard stays clean. Yoon-ji to avoid a first bogey of the day. Should just go a little left here. That's a real shame. Middle of the fairway, walks off with 5. Still takes the shine off what's been a very good round. Still opportunities to come. Pair of par 5s. She'll slip back to 4 under. Lee Jung-min. Just a short-ish one. get 11. This one a little bit shorter than that. Use that claw grip for a number of years now. She's obviously had her battles with this particular club throughout her career, but will confidently roll that one in to avoid back-to-back bogeys. Now Hwang Yo-min, one of your 6 overnight co-leaders. Couple of birdies, couple of bogeys on the card already, so she's 1 over for her round. Starting on the back 9, so this her 9th hole, the 18th on the course. And that isn't going to get any grab, and that's just a little poor from less than 70 meters. A player who was once ranked inside the top 3 on the World Amateur Golf Rankings before turning pro last year. So Young with a tasty looking pin to attack on 12. Just laying this in the middle of the green, let that natural ball flight work its way towards the pin. Right on cue, gets that to release on nicely. One of the better shots we've seen into 12 today. How do we have a look at this lovely par 4? Tee off over a big body of water, does catch the odd errant tee shot that turns over a fraction too much, but fairway not too difficult to hit. Longer hitters, they have to take less than driver to avoid running out of fairway and into the far penalty area. Second shot is played to a slightly elevated green. We saw a lot of good shots into yesterday's hole location. It's been a bit of a tougher assignment today with the pin 26 from the front and just 6 from the left. Ideally, anything pin high right, you should fancy yourself at giving yourself a decent crack at birdie. Just got to avoid the left. It's the only real danger with this tee shot. You have to look up towards the right edge of the fairway, Minji. Just see that little draw. Well done. It's going to open up the angle towards that back left pin. So Young, excellent shot in. Great chance to try and start building a little momentum back up again. Should just go a little left here. Got to keep your speed up, but this is going to snap as it gets to the cup. And finally, one drops for Lee So-young. Nice 3 there. So gets alongside Park Hyun-kyung at 6 under par. Breaks the string of pars. In a positive sense, of course. Hwang Yo-min again, just through the back of this 18th green. Going to come up and over a little brow. Try and stun this into the top of that slope with a bit of check and just feed it down to the cup. Jungmin head on 13. One of the real strengths of her game, these clubs. Short irons and wedges. Underneath the hole as well, brilliant. ENG, how does she respond to her first setback of Saturday? Pretty well, I'd have to say. Business as usual for Chung Yun-ji. They're going to shake off that bogey back at 12. Remember, Hong Yo-min was in the final group all weekend long at the Korean Women's Open in 2021. Played alongside Park Min-ji and Park Hyun-kyung, eventually finishing 4th that week. And a couple of drop shots heading back out for Hong Yo-min, and she finds herself back at 3 under now. Now this afternoon's featured 3-ball, all safely finding the fairway at the 12th. Ideal shot shape is just a little baby draw off the center of the green. Hyun-kyung doesn't really hit shots with too much shape. Those clouds are ever present. They don't look too ominous right now. Sun's burst through for the first time this afternoon. So Hyun-kyung, maybe just start this just a fraction right of the pin. There's some of the other students her coach works with. Ju Hyung Kim, Tom Kim, two-time PGA Tour winner. Leading edge dug in there, and my word, that is an appalling golf shot from Park Hyun-kyung. It's just a straight-up chunk. And is that ball wet? Not really what you want to see before you stand up over it, but Park Min-ji's played a lot of golf with Park Hyun-kyung. She knows that was an anomaly more than anything. Just start this at the center of the green, make a normal swing, and this one should start to sling round to this back left pin. That's on a nice line. That's an excellent line. It's going to get some release as well. Excellent from Park Min-ji. That's more like it. Playing so well today, getting such good iron shots, and I mean, this just came out of nowhere. Straight up chunk from the middle of the fairway for Park Hyun-kyung, and well, into the reeds it goes. And well, that she'd be dropping back on the far side of the penalty area, so she's still going to have a good 100, 110 left of this pin. The first real miscue from a lady who currently sits in a share of 5th, but not for much longer, you feel, as Hong Jung-min chips up and, well, into the cup on the par 5-14. That's a great birdie from off the green for Jung-min, who gets to 6 under par as well, and she's just sneaking up that leaderboard. Well, they're walking across to the other side of the penalty area, so maybe they can see the ball. Not sure what kind of lie she's going to have, or if it's playable. Caddy's going to quickly sneak down and have a check first. You do see there is a little bit of real estate up there, but as long as she's not in those thick reeds, should be able to play this. But the question is, where's the line? Where's the margin of that penalty area? And figure that one out as we go up to Lee Jung-min's birdie look at 13. A good positive stroke and a great result. Recovers a shot there, back to 4 under par for Lee Jung-min, where she began the weekend. No. Back down the fairway they go. Surprised there's no ball spotter there to let them know that that was in fact in the penalty area. So this is going to take a little bit of time for Hyun Kyung to work out her drop. And she, at best, makes bogey here. About damage limitation right now for the two-time winner of the KLPGA Championship, Jung Yoon-ji, to get back to 6 under for the day and 5 under for the championship. Beautiful wedge shot into here. And a very nice conversion. Good bounce back from Jung Yoon-ji. It's a 7th birdie of the day for her. Two options when you hit it in a penalty area. 2 club lengths point of entry if you're talking about a red penalty area like this one is. Or you keep your point of entry between yourself and the flagstick and you can go as far back as you want. So many amateurs, once you hit it in the water, you immediately just reach for 2 club lengths, and sometimes that's not your best option. You want to leave yourself a full number. You want to be coming out of the fairway. So Hyun Kyung, seasoned campaigner, she knows what her best options are. Try and find a nice flat lie, and the fairways here are perfect. So I think she's just leave herself a full gap wedge. Please inform your playing partners of your drop, what you're doing, keep them abreast of the situation. So that ball's now in play as Park Hyun Kyung gets set to play her 4th into the 12th, and hasn't dropped a shot since her bogey on the opening par 5. She'll do well to drop just 1 here. Nicely played shot. It just releases through a little bit. She's got that left for a bogey 5. So Hyun Kyung struggling just a touch, but Minji in birdie range again at 12. Can anyone catch Park Ju-young? That is the $1 million question this Saturday afternoon at Seoul-hae-won. Ji-young from right around 30-35 feet here at the 12th with this for birdie. Up and over that little mound, working to the left as it gets to the cup. And just hasn't really been able to get anything going today, Ji-young. Only one birdie on her card. Checking on Sung-Yu Jin, her second, into the 13th. We're back at 1 over par, so perilously perched on the cut line. Yet to miss a cut this season, Eugene. Got a work cut out for her here this week, though. He's so young. See if that birdie on 12 can just get a little momentum heading the way of So Young. Very attackable pin from inside 70 meters. It's not to stick quickly. Not the easiest of putts she's left herself. Just a right edge putt here to move within 2 of Park Ju-young. And move within 2, the defending champion does. That's the closest anyone's gotten to Park all day. And Hong Jung-min. Hit it to the first fairway here, but that's a carving, hard cut. Veering into the right greenside rough at this long par 4. Hyun Kyung to limit the damage to only 1 at 12. A momentum hurting double bogey 6. Park Hyun is going to suffer at this par 4 after being in prime position off the tee. This one's going to sting. Park Ji-young cannot afford any mistakes here. Already 3 over the card. A moving day. Okay, safely in for her par. So all of a sudden, she's going to crash out of the top 5 with the double here. Slips back to 4 under par. Got all that ground to make up once again. Yeah, to get to even par. Sung-Yu Jin, downhill slider from left to right. He's got a chance. Oh, what a putt that was. Beautifully holed for Sung-Yu Jin, right when she needed it most. After a double on 12, gets it back to even par. Gives her a little breathing room as she looks to extend a made-cut streak. Hong Jung-min on 15. Got that big hump to come up and over. And out of the rough, this one's going to release. Just has to drop it on the very top of that and let it sort of collect down to that pin. Really nicely played shot from Jung-min. Lovely touch. So young. Quick one this. Cup outside the left edge. That one stayed pretty straight. Really not a putt you can attack. 6 under par right now. Should just be a formality, this one, for So Young. 6 wins on tour. Chasing a 7th here this week. Right in the picture. No problems there. Stays 4 back. She is capable of making birdies in bunches if conditions stay soft for the final round tomorrow. You never know. But if it's this lady in the final group, I have to say she's going to be the favorite. Under 300 meters, the 13th, but does play about 10 yards uphill. That's good for Minji. Left side of the fairway offers a slightly better angle to this pin. Got to shake off the disappointment of that double. Park Hyun-kyung. Just tell there's a little extra oomph in that. That's down the middle. Lee Jung-min. Couple of holes ahead. Should be a 3rd shot into 14. Pin it in this par 5, cut close to the left edge as it was yesterday. That's pretty good. Good angle to be putting from up the slope. Putt here for Hong Jung-min to remain at 6 under 15. Rather challenging par 4, longest on the back nine, just under 380 meters. So par here must feel like you're picking up shots on the field. Yeah, very nicely holed. Good tidy up and down from Hong Jung-min at the 15th. Will keep her at 6 under and in a share of 5th. So Minji, best angle of the 3. Left edge of the fairway. You just see that pin cut tight against the right edge of the green. Just 5 yards, 5 paces from the right fringe. From this angle, can pretty much take dead aim at it. Take dead aim, she does. Brilliant from Park Min-ji. That's what she's done so well over the last 24 months. herself in good position. Attack pins, great distance control. It's a reason why she's won a dozen times. Did see the breeze start to pick up around this time yesterday, but not too much to speak of this afternoon as Hyun Kyung settles in for her second. Expect this one to be pretty tight as well. Told you these girls are good. Excellent shot from Park Hyun Kyung. See if Ji Young can surround it. She's last to go. Only a cap wedge in here. That Hyun Kyung hits it fairly straight. Doesn't really have too much curve on that ball. Three lovely shots into 13 and 3 great birdie looks for this featured group. Now Jung Yoon Ji. A fairly lengthy bunker shot at the 14th. Comes up a steep bank. Not easy to judge, and all things considered, very well played. He's going to give Lee Jung Min the line though. Was in the greenside bunker for 2. That is a birdie putt. Now Kim Min Byul slightly out of position here, out of the left rough with a hanging lie. Gets over those trees in front of her with no problem. If this is on a good line, it should chase. Oh, and here it comes. That is excellent from Kim Min Byul. Good recovery after a poor tee shot. Third birdie of the day takes her into solo second, and just 2 behind your championship leader Park Ju-young. Feet up in the clubhouse after a second straight round of 67. you can see that breeze right on cue at 4 o'clock, just starting to pick up a fraction for these players as Park Ji-young looks at this birdie putt to get to 2 under par. Already 3 over on the day. Lone birdie of her round coming on the opening hole. Well, she's got a pair of birdies now. It's a little bit better from Park Ji-young, but still 2 over for this day. Jung Yoon-ji, greenside bunker in 2, splashed out of the sand to here. This to get to 600 into a share of 5th. Remember, 1 over yesterday. And she is 7 under par for her second round. Look at that scorecard. 8 birdies. And the lone bogey coming back at 12. Now Hyun Kyung for the immediate bounce back. Birdie look at 13. Still not easy. Left to righters. She's made these look very simple today. And that one, no exception. Back on song, Park Hyun Kyung. Still yet to make a par in this back 9. Lee Jong-min. Do we see a smooth stroke here? Oh, that's got to go. Just enough speed for Lee Jong-min. She makes it look a lot harder than it should be, but all that matters is the number in that box, and for the first time today, she goes under par for her round. Now Minji to get within 1. Now she's at it again. A familiar and ominous name is working its way up the leaderboard. The defending champion, Park Min-ji, now draws within 1 of Park Ji-young's 10 under par clubhouse target. As we go ahead to 15, and Kim Min-byul, after a superb recovery after a poor tee shot, has this outside chance for a rare birdie at the long par 4. Good for so much of that putt. Just peels off left at the end. Still not going to be disappointed with a par at the 15th. You take 3 of those all week long. So young. Off this downhill lie, going to give the green a crack in 2 at the par 5 14th. Got a severe downhill line by the looks of things as well. Really got to make sure you keep your height through this shot. This is going to be good. If it skirts that slope, ooh, just. It's going to feed off the back of the green, but through the back of the green in 2, and well, the lie looks okay. Lee So-young, that's 2 big hits to go through the back of this par 5. Hee-cheong. Left to right look at the 15th. I believe this is for birdie. And it's for a par to stay at even. Keep going. Oh, you can't do that. That's just mean. Down to 1 over par, onto that cut line. So the first of the 2 par 5s in the back 9 here at the Legends course. The 510-meter 14th does play significantly downhill, about 15 meters or so. And the only real danger off the tee is that solitary bunker right in the middle of the fairway. You carry that, you can catch a big downhill kick. A lot of run. You saw Lee So-young only had 203 left to the pin, so very reachable for the longer hitters in the field. If you don't fancy your chances, well, you can always lay out. There is a decent size landing zone, leaving yourself a a wedge or a little flicky lob wedge into this green that is the primary defense of this par 5. Big right-hand swale section of the green that sort of collects any balls that travel just up that center line of the green. The pin today, as it was yesterday, cut close to the left edge, just 4 from the left edge. The one place you don't want to be is in that left bunker, in which case you will have all sorts of trouble trying to get up and down. 14, certainly a great birdie opportunity. Park Min-ji, she can just look at the right edge of that little round bunker and go at this one. Can you carry that bunker, pitch on that downslope? You can catch the fast track and get a good 30, 40 extra yards of run. It's finally come down and sort of top of the slope, might be in between. Going for it and laying out from that yardage. Slow putt on 16 for Hong Jung-min, up over the rise. Not that slow. Still got work to do for her part. Hyun-kyung. With that added distance she's picked up over the last couple of months, she's going to try and be a little bit more bold, take it towards that bunker, maybe even a bit left of it. She's eyeing this one up anxiously. It's going to be okay, and there's that slope. Should get a little bit of extra run on it. Down you come, pretty good there for Park Hyun-kyung, right alongside Park Ji-young to go up to the green, and Lee So-young here for 2. A shot that she can almost play out towards the right fringe, just have the natural slope of this green. Work this ball back towards this pin. Should bank off that. No, a little bit too firm, and that nestles up against the collar of rough. That's going to be awkward now for Lee So-young. Par putt at 16 for Hong Jung-min is going to miss left. And that's a clumsy 3-putt and a first bogey of the day. So back to 3 under for her round and 5 under for the tournament. Ju-young's lead, that was 3 for so much of the day, is now only 1, with Park Min-ji on the scoreable 14th. Suji, Ye-won, they're done for the day. Kim Soo-bin's just popped onto the first page of that leaderboard with another birdie, 4 holes left to play on the front 9. She is tied for 3rd, but it's still, at the moment, Park Ju-young leading the way here on day 2 at the CELLTRION Queen's Masters. Just unable to catch that downhill slope. So too much of an ask for Park Min-ji to reach into. So going to be laying it up, trying to make birdie the old-fashioned way. Takes a bit of a firm bounce there and got very near the front edge of the green. So she could have got there into up on the green now. This is just a little bit awkward for Lee So-young, electing to putt this one. Almost inclined to think she's better off trying to belly a wedge, hover the leading edge, try and knock the ball at its equator. Too many variables in this. This is for birdie. Oh, and how about this for Lee So-young? Bit of a wild ride on the 14th, but it's a birdie 4. Well, that can't be right. She was over the back of the green in 2, unless that was her third shot. We'll get that scoring checked out in a minute for you, but regardless, what an up and down for Lee So-young. Now Kim Min-byul on the right level, but not the right section of this 16th green. Birdie look here. Back shoulder should influence this ball a little bit right, but that has got to hurry. It's got to hurry. Yeah, not too bad from Min-byul. Greens here at Seoul-hae Won's Legends course, a real test of creativity and speed control. You see a lot of putts with a lot of break and some very long putts at that. As Jung Yoon-ji gets in over this one at 15 for a birdie. Okay, cozies that one into a comfortable tap-in sort of range. Low round of the week is 66. Right now, Min-ji at 7 under par with a couple to go. Hee-jung from sort of front portion of 16 green. On that projected cut line. And I think she'd be happy with a 2-putt par on this long par 3. Kyun definitely within range. Look at the front edge of the green. Just leaves it there. It's not a bad spot. Starting up the middle, trying to turn it over a touch. That should chase. Should chase. Just on the edge. Stay up on that level. Okay. Oh no, just going to collect into that low point, the right-hand side of the green, but an eagle putt awaits Park Hyun-kyung at 14. Min-byul for her par at the 16th. Good 2-putt there for Kim Min-byul. Just that lone bogey on 14, disrupting what was otherwise a pretty solid outing. Now Hee-jung to stay at 1 over par. Stay under the cut line. Okay. Calmly rolled in for the Korean Women's Open champion. Yoon-ji should be fairly straightforward to stay at 6 under. Rammed into the back of the cup. Super scoring from Jung Yoon-ji this afternoon. Hong Jong-min, another lengthy putt here at the 17th for a birdie. That looks good. That looks good. Oh, just an ounce more, and that might have dropped. So, Ji Young playing her third to 14. You can see the general tilt of that front edge of the green is predominantly left to right, so we'll have to favour the left edge of this green to try and sort of bank this ball back towards the pin. Don't want to leak this one right. Oh, just a little too firm and bit of a sloppy shot there from Ji Young. Minji. Camera angle certainly looked like that ball was a little closer than it was, but indeed was a layup. 50 left. Oh, just dug its heels in a little quick for Park Min-ji. Still a reasonable birdie opportunity. She'll have that to tie the lead. No one has yet claimed that beautiful Mercedes EQE electric vehicle in the form that Jung Yun Ji is in on Saturday. She could definitely give this one a scare. Pinning on 16, just 6 from the right edge, right in the back of the green. Oh, airmails it, and that is going to be a bit of a tester. Can't believe it. Shake of the head tells you the story. She must have liked the look of that in the air. So just an awkward little one for Park Ji Young here. He's going to have to carry it onto the green. Try and get this one to check up a little quick before it feeds on down to the cup. Probably a 6 on a 1 to 10 scale of difficulty, this shot. The ball looks like it's lying okay, so slightly more predictable. Should be easier to judge. And this was nestled down. Oh, that came out very hot. Just hit the brakes, but a little bit of work to do for par. To the 16th tee. Tee shot for Lee Jung-min. Excellent. Best tee shot we've seen into 16 today. Pin high and in the correct section. Opportunity to get to 5 under par. She gets up to the green. Now Hyun Kyung going to be really slow, putting from the lowest point of this 14th green. Up that rise, and then so it works away from her when it gets up to that top level. But this is a opportunity to leapfrog a couple of players and get up to 7 under par into a share of 3rd. Oh, excellent. Lovely 2-putt. Straightforward birdie. You think if not for that double bogey back on the 12th hole, she'd be right up there alongside Park Min-ji. Still a lot of golf to be played this week. So Young settling in to his second shot on the 15th now. 170 left for So Young. That is going to be a really tough up and down after that front bunker. Long bunker shot over a ridge as well. Minji, bit of left to right in this, but it is for a third birdie in a row. And it is to move alongside Park Ju-young at the summit of the leaderboard. Just falls off a little right. I can only muster a par at 14, Park Min-ji. Stays one back. Now we'll head to the difficult 15th, hardest hole on the golf course. Young. It's just one of those putts where you feel like you want to start it on the left edge just with dying pace. But just at the end, you always want to be a little bit more positive, a bit more committed with it. Very easy to miss these high with a bit too much speed. It's only, what, 3.5, 4 feet away, but she's pouring every ounce of concentration she has into this one. Yeah, well holed. Need to work for it. She'll get off with a par. Start the day inside the top 10 now, outside the top 25. Hyun Kyo. Really nothing in this. Just moments away from finding another birdie. Double bogey at the 12th. Birdies at 13 and now at 14. Park Hyun-kyung get back to 6 under par, just on the fringes of the top 5. Yunji. Soft hands, soft grip pressure on the club with a shot like this. And slide that club under the ball, land it on the downslope in that fringe and let it trundle on down to the cup. Oh, something just like that for Jung Yoon-ji. He was traveling with some speed. So chalk that up to being a lucky, unlucky shot, but well, she's not going to complain. With the par at 16 after just sailing over the back of that green. Hasn't been a lack of birdies on her card today, that's for sure. Let's have a look at the hardest hole on the golf course in this second round. The longest par 4 out on the Legends course. 379 meter 15th. Couple of bunkers present players with options off the tee. Do you want to challenge the further of the 2 fairways here and leave yourself a shorter second shot in, or do you spot it a little bit further back with the wider landing area on the front fairway? Give yourself a hybrid or maybe even a long iron in to this rather lengthy green. 41 yards deep, in fact. 2 big bunkers on the front left that have to be avoided. Lee So Young's found the right of those two, and where the pin is cut today, 31 on and 9 from the left on that upper level. These two bunkers are a big no-no in this second round. Looks to have driver out. You just think that it's sort of no man's land for Hyun Kyung. Can she get to the right fairway? We'll have to see, but she takes it up the left. It's going to be a very soft driver. Like a chippy one, and she just prods it out to the narrower portion of that left fairway. This is a tough bunker shot for So Young, off an uphill lie as well. She'll need to carry it almost to that ball that's on the green right now. Anything short of that, I don't think is going to chase on. Just a mistake with the second. Getting herself in that trap. Not as good as she could do from there. Still a chance to save a par. G also out with driver. Again, just want to smooth one down the left-hand side here. It's a fortuitous kick, and we'll catch a piece of the fairway. Sung Yoo Jin. Left to righter for her birdie, for par, excuse me, and unfortunately for Sung Yoo Jin, streak of 10 straight made cuts to start the year could be in jeopardy, because that's still not stone dead, and she's going to fall outside of the projected cut mark. It currently sits at 1 over par. And, yes, the 15th tee means an opportunity for a coffee break. Why not feed your fans? Give them something to drink. Everyone's happy out here on the KLPGA Tour. There is fan interaction with players that you really don't see on many other tours in the world. Grab a couple for yourself, give a couple out. Everyone's a winner on the 15th tee. And the caddy. It's a couple. We have had to work hard today. Speaking of working hard, So Young. A par save, it would be brilliant here at 15, maybe even better than her up and down on the previous hole. It's not going to stay up. Lee So Young's not going to stay at 6 under. And 15 claims another victim. Drop shot for So Young. Min at the closing par 5. Bit of an awkward one here. Only 32 meters left, but not a lot of green to play with. And a high soft floater. And it's a splendid shot. Eugene to drop only one. Okay, slides in the left edge, but she's going to have to find a birdie. At least a birdie in one of the next 3 holes if she wants to keep on going here. And Sunju has had a very good afternoon at the office. Poor opening round, but she's played nicely today. Just walk off 15 with a par 4. Okay, well done. 35 years of age, 5 under the card. Such a demanding second shot into 15. You're coming in with a fairly long club. You can see a hybrid there in the hands of Park Min-ji. Really, you want to land it sort of front third of the green, let it chase on. And on a direct line with the pin, those two bunkers very much in play. We saw Lee So-young take a bogey 5 after finding that front trap. So it almost forces you a little bit right. That narrow opening to the green is just that narrow, so you have to be so precise to leave yourself any sort of chance. A birdie. But looks like it's going to be Park Ji-young first to go. Angle-wise, even though she's just nestled up against that first cut of rough, it's a better angle than her two playing partners. It widens that gap just a touch. Just flails it a little right. I did see Hong Jung-min get up and down from there earlier on. There's Hong Jung-min looking to end her round on a high note. This for a birdie to go into Sunday at 6 under par. Oh, it's not going to stay up, is it? Oh, just enough. Grabs a piece, spins around, in it goes. Hong Jung-min, 2 under par. 4 under par round of 68 to go along with her 2 under par opening round. She's well placed for her first stroke play victory on the KLPGA Tour. Deficit to Park Ji-young at the moment, just 4. Really any player within 5 shots, definitely going to be a factor. Now identical yardage for Hyun Kyung, 181. That's excellent. That is such a good golf shot for Park Hyun Kyung. Now she's given herself a really good look for birdie at 15. Now Min-ji, ball below her feet, having a slight downhill lie. Got that up in the air pretty quickly. Just has to carry that front bunker. Flew it to the middle of the green. That should just roll off the back edge. But that's going to be fine for Min-ji. Not the hardest up and down in the world. Still going to take some touch. And there are worse places to miss this 15th green. Yeah, Jung Yun-ji. Second shot into 17. It's another enormous green here at the Legends course. And it's another peach of an iron shot from Jung Yun-ji. What a display she's put on today. That to get to 8 under par for this second round. I know there are birdies out there, but that's just ridiculous from Jung Yun-ji. Now So-young back on 16 after dropping a shot at the 15th. Don't want to go long here. Still going to be long right. The compression, the sound that that ball makes off a club face is inspiring. And that's a beautiful shot into the par 3. For the moment, Ju Yong still sitting comfortably at 10 under par, leads Park Min-ji by 1, and a host of players at 7 under par, still trying to stay in the mix. A good round of 68 sees Hong Jung-min hang a 6 under par total in the clubhouse. Just open up that club face, expose the bounce a little bit for Park Min-ji. Bit of elevation to come up and over before she gets on the level of the green. Just looking for a bit of check with that second bounce. Didn't quite get it, but that's manageable enough. Leave left for a par. Terrific tee shot from Lee So-young into 16 has left her a birdie look from just outside of 10 feet. putt should just move left as it loses pace and dies near the cup. It's a pretty good chance to find a birdie at 16. A rare 2 it would be. Just not high enough. Bit of a wasted opportunity there for Lee So-young. He'll have to settle for a 3. Hyun Kyung, stellar second shot into 15. Best we've seen all day. Still a lot of movement from the right with this birdie putt, but it is to get into a share of third. Just overhit it. I think she knew that off the putter face. Quickly up and out of her posture. But if you'd given her a 4 standing on the tee, probably would have taken it. Probably would have taken it in a heartbeat. Jung Yoon-ji to get to 8 under par for her round. My word! She's unstoppable today, Jung Yoon-ji. Share a third, 7 under, par 5 18th to come. 9 birdies on the day. Important putt for Minji to just keep the scorecard clean and just keep that momentum rolling along. Imagine the line on this should just be left edge, maybe outside left edge. Maybe slightly downhill. Just want to get this started. Visualize it dropping in the front left lip of the cup. Okay, grabs the right edge, and it falls in. And those are the putts that were getting away from her early on in the year. They're dropping for Minji. She trots up to 16T. Still trailing by 1 as we go to Lim Hee-jeong. Her final hole right on the cut line. Birdie here guarantees her place in tomorrow's final round. A par, well, could be a nervy hour or so as she waits for the rest of the field to complete their second rounds. Well, that is quality golf shot for Lim Hee-jeong. Back to So-young on 17T. Second longest par 4 on the golf course. That should just stay in the right half of the fairway for Lee So-young. Kim Min-byul, haven't seen much of the rookie over the last 20 minutes or so. 2 to this point on 18. This for an eagle 3. Ooh, steady on. Okay. Still work to be done, but that's all that remains for a closing birdie for Kim Min-byul. See our featured group have hit the 16th tee. Hyun-kyung staring this one down, but it's a touch left. Might roll through the back edge and just don't nestle up against the collar. Okay. That's going to worm its way back onto the green, but that's no gimme 2 putt yet. Minji. Sometimes those par-saving putts to keep your scorecard clean do more for your momentum than making a birdie or 2. So it's a demanding tee shot. this afternoon. It's a 6-iron. Last year's moneyless winner. That's going to stay on the correct side of the ridge. Yes, it is. That should start to work its way down to the hole. Brilliant shot from Park Min-ji. Pinpoint accurate as the crowd urge it along. Superb. Gia. She's just seen the perfect blueprint of what has to be done on 16. Can she replicate? Looks pretty good. It looks excellent. Oh, that is spectacular from Park Ji-young. Where's that been all day, she wonders. It's been a delightful day of golf. Once again at the Legends course, Seong Hill 1. Seen plenty of birdies today. Flashes of brilliance, and for Lim Hee-jong, this would guarantee her a spot in tomorrow's final round for a closing birdie. No. Just drifts right. At the moment, she is safe. And after a difficult opening round, Lim Hee-jong recovers nicely with a 2-under par round of 70. And she should, key operative word, should, have a tee time tomorrow afternoon. Now, Kim Min-byul, after 2 excellent shots, you don't want to walk off this green with just a par. Okay, tried to get away, but it wouldn't. So a bit of a stumble towards the end, but a nice birdie to close. A round of 69 sees Kim Min-byul hit into Sunday, just inside the top 30. So a quartet of players now at 7 under par. Jeong Eun-ji 8 under for her second round, but she still trails Park Ju-young by 3. like this wasn't going to be an easy two-putt for Park Hyun-kyung as the rain has returned above Seoul One Golf Club. Just come over that little back shoulder which kicks the ball right, and then it really gathers pace in the second half of the putt. All about pace this one, and the moisture on the surface of the green not going to make it any easier. Should pick up speed there. Keep going. All things considered, pretty nicely judged from Hyun-kyung. After a solid tee shot on the penultimate hole, Lee So-young still has to come in with a hybrid club to this long par 4. Trying to turn it back. It's not turning right, it just carries that greenside bunker. That's okay for So-young. Just through the back of the green. Decent position in 2 on this 17th. Again, like the 15th, you take a par every day here. Closing par 4s. No easy task at the Legends course. Minji to tie the lead. Super tee shot into 16. There is a familiar name at the top of the leaderboard at the CELLTRION Queen's Masters. Park Min-ji's 5th birdie of the day sees her draw level with Park Ju-young at 10 under par. Hyun-kyung for her 2-putt par. Oh, just a little outside. The round of Hyun-kyung has been anything but dull today. Double, couple of bogeys, a ton of birdies. Falls back to 5 under, now 5 back of your 2 leaders. Park Ji-young, best tee shot of the day into 16. She has battled bravely. Really, you wouldn't even call this her B game, it's been a C game today. I guess we get her back to 3 under par. Up and down from the tee box, a pair of 2s at 16 for Park Min-ji and Park Ji-young. Just 1 over par for her second round, and a whopping 7 shots back is the points and moneyless leader. And Lee Jung-min hoping this is the final shot of her day to get in before this rain continues to pelt the golf course. A chance to finish in style for birdie at 18. Indeed it is a final shot of the day, and well, she was sort of treading water for most of the afternoon. When all is said and done, a 1 under par round of 71. So parity at the top of the leaderboard. Park Min-ji and Park Ju-young, 2 of your 6 overnight leaders, continue to lead the way here at Seoul-hae 1. The gap to 3rd place, a comfortable 3 shots. concerned looks from players, gazing about to see what's going on here. I certainly hope the hooter hasn't sounded, or they're contemplating it, because again, as long as there's no lightning overhead, the play should be able to continue. And Jung Yun-ji's only got a couple of feet left on 18. So I'm getting word that, in fact, there is a temporary suspension in play due to lightning in the area, which is really unfortunate, especially I think for the likes of Park Min-ji and company. And Jung Yun-ji is going to go ahead and brush this one in. So good news, she'll be able to complete her round. And what a round of golf it has been for Jung Yun-ji. Absolutely spectacular stuff. And well, there was no hooter, but the players are looking like they're being escorted off the golf course. So what's another week in the KLPGA Tour without a dash of confusion, with some plenty of good golf spliced in. So Yun-ji's done. Min-ji Park tied for the lead. 2 holes to play, but it looks like there will be no further golf, at least for the moment, here at Seoul-hae Won in the second round of the CELLTRION Queens. And Sun-ju, Big Mama, has put together a splendid round of golf today. She's 5 under after opening with a 75. I'm very proud of the way that she has performed in what has been, I wouldn't call it stop-start conditions, but challenging conditions this Saturday afternoon. Once again, we are in a temporary suspension of play due to lightning in the area overhead. Just before players were moved off the golf course, Park Min-ji's 5th birdie of her round sees her draw level with Park Ju-young at 10 under par. Jung Yun-ji's spectacular 8 birdie round of 64 sees her into a share of 3rd alongside Kim Soo-ji and company. Kim Soo-bin still with the par 4 9th left to play. Hong Jung-min signing for a 68. The lone player at 6 under par, and then a couple of players at 5 under par still out the golf course. Lee So-young and Park Hyun-kyung, who's had a colourful afternoon at the office. Lee Jung-min birdie on her final hole for a round of 71. Hwang Jung-mi, a winner last season for the very first time in her career, signed for a 67 today. Great bounce back after a difficult opening round of 73. Lee Da-yeon suffered a couple of late bogeys coming home. Had a 6 under par at one stage, but she'll have to settle for a pair of 70s to start her week. Hong Yo-min, one of your 6 overnight co-leaders, 1 over par for her round. She's back at 4 under. So Yun-jung, a 68 for her today. Jung Seul-gi, another player battling back after an over par day 1. So Jin, a 70 to go along with her opening 71. Ji Hyun 3 also part of that group at 3 under, just sitting inside the top 20. Lee So-mi come back down to earth after a solid opening round of 68 yesterday. A disappointing 73 today. Park Ji-young, oh, she's had her struggles, but a couple of birdies. See the reigning, the current money list and points list leader at 3 under with 2 holes to play again. Adverse weather conditions have called for the suspension of play Here on day 2 of the CELLTRION Queen's Masters. Jimmy Sung and Lee Jae-young. 71-71 to sit at 2 under par through 36 holes. Remember, projected cut right now. 1 over par. Sung Ga-eun putting together a good effort. There's 70 for the 2021 Rookie of the Year. This year's rookie, Kim Min-byul, 69 for her. Will comfortably move her inside the cut mark. So with no further golf to be played, at least for the foreseeable future, here at Seonghail 1 Golf Club's Legends course. Plenty of time to look back and reflect on what has been a rather entertaining second round of this year's CELLTRION Queen's Masters. Park Min-ji looking to successfully defend the title she bagged last year. One of 6 victories. What was yet another stellar campaign, but it's just going to be the waiting game for the players out the golf course who have yet to complete their second rounds. It's been a long day for everyone here at Seolhae 1. Caddies have certainly earned their keep this afternoon. See the flash of lightning overhead certainly gave Park Hyun-kyung a bit of a fright. Park Min-ji as well. Get rid of that golf club, Min-ji. Going to be hanging on to a metal rod in a thunderstorm. So they've done the right thing calling the players off the golf course. But certainly a scary moment there for the featured group. Well, while we wait, there certainly have been no lack of great shots today. Why not check in with some of them? Park Ju-young continues some very fine golf. Got revenge on the 9th hole. Her only bogey of the day came yesterday on 9. That was one of 3 birdies she saw up to that point. Park Ju-young, the veteran, looking for her breakthrough KLPGA Tour title. Kim Soo-ji, and that left-handed fist pump was working early. That was to get her into sole possession of the lead at 9 under par, but she would stumble coming home, eventually settling for a round of 69. Year 1, last year's Rookie of the Year, already tasted victory in the first event of 2023 and Jeju Island. She was at it again, throwing darts. That was an Eagle 2 for Lee Ye-won, which vaulted her up the leaderboard. She be chasing a second victory of the year. Park Ju-young is going to be hard to catch if she continues in this form. 3 under par to this point, laid up at the 14th, wedged it to perfection. That was to be a 4th birdie of the day for Park. And she would have 1 more to go on the 15th, hardest hole on the golf course. Well, not for Park Ju-young. Long way back. But worked it off the slope, and watch this one feed. Here it comes. Here it comes. Things are going your way. Things are going your way. 3rd birdie in a row. She'd par home for a second successive 67. She would stick 10 under par in the clubhouse at lunchtime. So the task was simple for the afternoon wave. Could you get to double digits? Park Hyun-kyung, I'll signal her intent early. Dropped a shot at the first, but got it back immediately with that double breaking birdie putt at the second. Little did we know that was a sign of things to come for the 4-time KLPGA Tour champion. For the defending champ, who hasn't gotten off to the best of starts this season. Open her account for the afternoon. 3 straight past to start, and then a 2 at the 4th. to the 9th, and just as Minji was getting her day started, Lee A1 was wrapping up hers.